Okay, so I wanted to do a video real quick talking about some movies that are playing in theaters in the month of August. So let's talk about some new movies first. So we've got on the 2nd, which is next week, we have Trap, which is an M. Night Shyamalan movie. If you're not familiar with M. Night Shyamalan, think The Happening, The Visit, some other movies along that nature. Okay, so we've got that on the 2nd. I'm really excited for that. Like I said, his movies are normally known for having some really big twists, and the trailer kind of like gives away what should have been a twist, so people are kind of wondering if it's going to be like a twist on top of a twist. So again, could be kind of fun. Also on the 2nd, there's going to be a movie called Kneecap, which I've heard people being interested in. Have no idea what that's about, but figured it's worth mentioning. And then it looks like on the 9th, we have the Borderlands movie. Never really gotten into those games. I'm sure I will probably go watch this movie regardless, but probably not the target audience. I don't know if anybody really is, because it doesn't seem to be that people are really thinking this movie is going to be good, but we'll see. And we've also got It Ends With Us, which I believe I heard is based on a novel. Again, not sure. Never read it if it is, but that kind of looks interesting. I'll probably check that out. And then, of course, the big movie we have on the 9th is Cuckoo. And so, from what I've heard about people that have been able to go to festivals and have seen a lot of the movies coming out, that when everybody was hyping up Longlegs, everybody that's seen it seems to be saying that Cuckoo is a better horror movie. So this is what everybody expects to be like one of, if not the best horror movie this year. So yeah, that's definitely one to check out. And we've kind of got an asterisk next to Sing Sing, because that's a movie that technically already released, but I have no idea what's going on with that. It didn't get a wide release. I don't know. Kind of hoping it will get a wide release this upcoming month, and if not, that kind of means maybe it's just not getting one, which is a shame because I really wanted to check that out. And then possibly the film I'm most excited for this upcoming month, although I really don't know because I am definitely excited for Cuckoo and Trap, so. But again, definitely excited for Alien Romulus, which will be the 16th. And I'm not sure if this is still the working theory or if it's been confirmed. I haven't really been looking at a lot about the movie recently. But people seemed to, at least at one point, that get set between the first Alien and Aliens, the second film. So, again, that could be interesting. I'm blanking on her name, but it's the lead actress is the girl that played the younger girl in Civil War. Again, I'm blanking on her name. Normally I'd know it, but not off the top of my head right now, apparently. Okay. So that's all that, and then let's talk about... Okay, now here we go. I missed a couple, but I kind of had these off in their own little category, because again, I know nothing about these films, even less than some of the other ones. But we've got a film called My Penguin Friend coming out on the 16th. So, again, know nothing about that movie. I might end up watching, though. Guess we'll see. And then we've got a movie that I've heard a little bit about, but not really anything that's really in my head right this moment. But a movie called 8th Grade coming out on the 7th. And the other main thing I wanted to point out was that we have two really big reruns happening in theaters this month. So we've got Point Break, which starts on the 8th. And then I forgot to write the date down for this one, but we've also got Lawrence of Arabia playing in theaters again this month. So that's cool. Oh, and then I even had this and forgot to mention that the other thing I wanted to say about Alien Romulus is it's by the same director as the 2013 Evil Dead film. So worth noting, because that's another reason that it'll probably be a pretty cool movie. On that note, you can see I've got the Blu-ray, but this is also getting a 4K Steelbook release soon, I believe. Don't know the date for that off the top of my head. I also don't know if it's getting a standard 4K. I know it's getting the Steelbook. But Yeah, don't know about a standard 4K. Okay. So, trying to think if there was anything else I wanted to cover. Kind of forgetting. Oh, that's right. This was the last thing I wanted to talk about, which is movies that are currently playing in theaters in case you haven't been out to see them yet. Have any interest? I'm not sure if this was just this weekend, and this is Sunday, so might not be playing by tomorrow, but I had a really good time watching the new 4K restoration for Seven Samurai. That is an absolutely amazing movie. If you have any interest in Japanese film or samurai movies, it's definitely one that would be cool to go out and see. One thing that's really cool about watching that in theaters is there's actually a built-in intermission, which is nice because it's like a 3.5-hour movie. So it was kind of funny when the intermission comes up and I'm like, that is great because I really had to pee. And I went and got myself a hot dog too, and then I came back and then that was right when the movie was starting again. So that was really cool. It'd be nice if we got more built-in intermissions in movies, but yeah, so that was a good time. Again, not sure if it's still playing, but if it is, might be worth checking out. And then of course the new movies we still have in theaters that are probably worth checking out. We've got Maxine. If you've seen X and Pearl, you should definitely go out and see that. We've got Twisters, which I'm sure most people that are interested in that have probably been out to see it, or at least already plan on going to see it. I don't think I need to point that one out, but it's there. And then we've got, I'm trying to think. I didn't write these ones down. I'm trying to think of what's playing right now. Oh yeah, we've got Long Legs, which I already mentioned. That's definitely worth checking out if you're a horror fan. It's kind of, and people sort of hate these comparisons because these are slightly better films, but it's kind of similar to something like Silence of the Lambs or Cure, if you by chance know that movie. Let me think. I know there was a few more. Want to say Horizon, but a lot of people don't seem to think that that's the greatest movie to watch in theaters, so maybe wait for that on streaming. I don't know. I had a fun time with it in theaters. And then part 2 is kind of postponed too, so a little less hype around that now. We've got A Quiet Place Day 1. If you've seen the other 2 films, or honestly, it's a prequel, so even if you haven't seen the other 2 and you have any interest, might be worth checking out. And then probably my biggest recommendation for films that are in theaters currently, if you haven't seen it, is the movie Oddity. Honestly, that is, if not in like the top 10, if not in like the top 5 scariest films I've seen, it's probably maybe at least in the top 10. Like, it's actually a kind of crazy horror movie. Like, if you're a horror movie fan, that is definitely one you need to go check out. I feel like it's one of those films where it doesn't end in a way where you're left scared at the end, because it kind of has a convoluted third act, and it isn't a movie that leaves you with like any questions that you're really concerned about. But because of the way it's directed, it is just an extremely tense watch, like, through the actual film. And so, again, I don't think it's a movie that leaves you terrified by the end of it, which is why I don't know if it necessarily makes it into my top 5 or top 10. I want to say it does. But, yeah, like I said, I think it kind of makes up for that, for the fact that, like, while you're watching it, it is terrifying. It's one of those times where I'm kind of glad they didn't put it in Dolby Cinema, because Dolby Cinema has better sound design if you're not familiar with those theaters. And if this film was in one of those theaters with the better sound design, it just would have been absolutely terrifying. Yeah, so I'm almost kind of glad that they didn't go that route with this one. Okay, and that is all I wanted to talk about as far as movies that are in theaters and what's upcoming this month. I might make another video if there's any surprises or anything I noticed that I just straight up forgot about, but for right now, that is it. I'll talk to you guys later.